Drupa, and my next victim is Chris Schowalter. Hey, Chris.
Thank you for having me.
Here he is. Hey, no, it's nice to welcome you here. So, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been in the industry, and what it is exactly you do at EFI?
So yeah, Chris Schowalter, responsible for marketing for the Fiery Wide Format product line, so pretty much all the inkjet rips that we have, Fiery XF, Fiery Pro Server, all around in the industry since probably 10 years, 15 years actually, so it's my third or fourth paid Drupa, and obviously the first one was a student. Thank you very much. Came over from in a high-end color management kind of environment, and yeah, here since 5 years.
Okay, and according to James from Group 101 Group in the UK, who's currently driving up the M25, you have a very sexy beard.
Thank you. Maybe he meant you.
No, I think he meant you. Your beard is clearly much more lustrous and thick and lovely than mine. I believe you brought something along to show us, first of all.
Yeah, actually, I'm German. After all, we're at a German trade show, so I brought you a beer.
Hey.
So what we show with this little thing, it's a tiny campaign, but it's actually kind of cool because we're showing our full, what we call the EFI ecosystem. Mm-hmm. So all the way, right, from web storefront, you can upload your picture, type your name in, and we're running the file through the full workflow, creating the job, sending it over to the rep, sending over printer, print and cut, on our machines, and then slap it on the beer and you can take a beer with you. It's really a fun way to show how we can remove all those touch points.
Okay, and I have a little bit of a cough, so maybe it's time for me to have my beer. Now, you're in charge of the marketing for all the wide format areas of Fiery, is that right?
Correct.
So, how many different products are we talking about there?
Well, product comes in like a million different flavors, right? So we are trying to customize it for each particular customer, but it's probably 3 core groups. So it's the Fiery Express, very entry level, one printer, one workflow, very simple to use. And then we have Fiery XF, which is a real production grade inkjet rip. And we have a Fiery Pro Server that's exclusive to our own printers. It's just the most turnkey solution you could think of. Crazy fast, including a measurement device, all software options, computer, screen, support contract, everything you could ever wish for. And we bundle that with our printers.
So I'm going to ask you some questions that are going to seem quite stupid, really, because I think that particularly in wide format software, everyone kind of knows what a rip is, but maybe are less familiar with the other different elements of the workflow. So, silly question, first of all, is Fiery, for wide format inkjet, is it a rip, is it workflow, what is it?
We tend to think of ourselves as a DFE, a digital front end, or a color management workflow Android, right? And I think that comes down to, the core of your question, right? What is a rip, and is a printer driver a rip, and why the heck would I need a more expensive rip, right? So it's a very scalable problem. We start basically with the classical rip part, right? Raster image processor, so we're doing nothing else than taking a fancy PDF and break it down to pixels and screen it and put it on the printer. And that's what a driver catches, right? But then when you get more sophisticated, you want to ensure that the PDF gets rendered properly, so you probably want to invest in a rip that has Adobe PDF engine. You start doing nesting and tiling and advanced color management, and that's where it gets bigger and bigger and more professional. And once you kind of have a good color, happy output, the question is how much work does it take me to get there, right? So you're looking in automated systems that make it easier and faster for you. And for us, really, the Express entry-level rip, I would say for like the photo kind of guys, I want to get pretty images out simple, right? And the Fiery XF being for the Muto, Mimaki, smaller production kind of environments, and then the Pro Server really giving you that automation.
Okay, and because one of the things that I've noticed in my time in the industry is that wide format houses tend sometimes to have a lot of different rips.
Yep.
Like a single rip for a single printer. That sometimes creates problems, doesn't it, when you're trying to get the standardization across your entire fleet.
Yep.
But then there's also the issue where wide format companies, for some reason, haven't picked up kind of the end-to-end workflow concept quite so quickly. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, I probably don't have all the answers, right?
That's fine. It's sort of discussion. So
I've obviously experienced it myself, right? We as a product, and I myself come from an inkjet proofing environment, right? Inkjet proofing, it's totally acceptable to have like a $3,000 small Epson and sell a $2,000 software. That's totally okay.
Yeah.
In inkjet production, that's unthinkable, right? I mean, you actually sell more expensive printers, but the customer is more price sensitive, right? So I think two things are happening. One, just from a strategic standpoint, a lot of printer vendors have chosen to put kind of a small rip in the box, right? And therefore you get this mixed environment kind of thing. And quite frankly, and some people will disagree, I think there's still a quite big margin on the products, right? If I compare it with a commercial offset, it's all about, I mean, I need to keep my cost as crazy down as possible. In inkjet production, I still have a little bit margin, and all those touch points and those complications that you described as well are still kind of acceptable. And as further we move along, we see that obviously price pressure is coming in, that more and more people are looking at like, oh, wait a second, I have A, B, C rip vendors here, they're all doing the same thing, I need to train 2-3 people, it costs me more work. So it's changing, but it's changing slower than we expected.
And I just want to know sort of what are the core components of, say, the Express product, which you say is an entry-level solution, yeah? So like, what are the basic components of that?
So the Express is, I mean, it's crazy simple, right? One workflow, one hot folder. It doesn't even look like a workflow, right? First time I open it, I'm like, where do I set up my workflow? That's it, right? It's just one window. So the cool thing is it takes the color engine, the PDF engine, you know, the print quality, everything from a big mothership product, right? So you get all the great quality, but you can create your own color profiles, you can run multiple printers, right? So it's very limited in the scalability, let's say, but the accuracy and the color and the screening is professional, right?
And do you find users are creating their own profiles, or are they tending to download profiles?
It's so a diverse market, right? Obviously, especially with the UV technology that we are showing here, the UV ink tends to stick a bit better on top of the media. So we're seeing that we are not that media dependent with that print technology anymore. So a lot of those users use default profiles. Obviously, everyone that's aqueous based definitely makes custom profiles, and then even with UV, I mean, we're called good guys, right? They want to, get the extra.
I'm sure Chris can tell us. Just one question. So, can Fiery also help control finishing devices? Bring them into the workflow as well?
Yes. So there's two different ways how we run cutters and routers and that kind of thing. So if you have kind of like the bigger ones, the Synth, the iCuts, etc. I mean, obviously working together with those guys, right? So top comes in, we extract the cut path, place the cut marks, that kind of thing. We hand it over, directly shoot it into a cut center, for example. For the smaller, like roll kind of cutter kind of things, we're actually licensing to some technology from SIE. So we call it the Fiery Cut Server. So it's basically our own solution where we drive, I forget, like over 1,000 different smaller cutters, and we directly talking to that as well. When it comes to cut path generation or file generation, we're actually working together with ESCO. Right, we call it the layout option, and it's basically a subset of the ESCO iCut suite. So that's not part of a standard product, but if the user doesn't have that yet, you can invest in that and add that to the system.
Great. Chris, let's find out a bit about you. So, how long have you been in this industry?
15 years. Wow. 5 years with EFI, and the whole time software rep company focused on color and quality.
Okay. And how many Drupas have you been to?
I think my fourth paid one, and the first one, so the fifth one was a student, right? I was running around and trying to get a job there.
Was that Drupa 2000?
Yeah.
Wow. With the best song, obviously.
Yeah, actually, before I came here, I introduced my wife to all the Drupa songs. It was quite fun to go through all the old videos. I'm not quite sure why they do it. As a vendor, right, that's here every day. I don't want to say it gets annoying, but it's you know the song. Let's say the.
Oh yeah. But are they still playing it every morning and every evening here now?
I've heard it from morning. I'm not even sure about the evening.
No.
I think the evening it's like a gong kind of thing, though, right?
I think so. Yeah. What are your standout Drupa moments in your time in the industry?
I asked for my colleague to stay.
Well, I give you a personal one and I give you a business one. The personal one, as a student, was trying to get a demo of an Express back then, right?
Okay.
And they wouldn't let me in because the students are not worthy and that kind of stuff. I never understood. and ended up writing my master thesis actually at Next Percent. So that was kind of fun how that whole loop closed. From a professional standpoint, we're showing some I'm sorry to come back to the product, but we're showing some crazy advanced stuff here today, what we will do in 2017. And it's seldom that you get 100% positive feedback. And so I'm pretty pumped about those shows.
Okay. And how much do you know about the imaging of things, the new EFI concept, and the online platform for sharing images and concepts that people have printed?
I mean, for me, the imaging of things is, the online platform is great, but the imaging of things is really how we define ourselves. And the imaging of things for me is, if you're outside of the industry, you talk with your friends and stuff, right? And you're like, oh, what do you do? Oh, I'm in print. Oh, you're in print. That industry is, we're doing this, we're doing street. It's just amazing how the company positioned itself. It's amazing how all those sectors are growing, and that's the imaging of things. Everything that's not just paper, and it's everywhere. We're growing like crazy. So
it's I think it is really one of those things that we need to do as an industry. I wrote a LinkedIn piece last week that you may have seen that's talking about these kind of soft problems that we have as an industry. Like, we're all very good at talking about technology, about hardware, but we're not good at talking about recruitment, about education, about developing skills, getting new people into the industry.
Study print today, right? Because
exactly.
Print is,
So how do you think we solve this problem? Because I think I have this joke, and I've said it so many times. It's like I think people think about print, and they think about big newspaper presses, and nobody buying newspapers anymore, and then they think about paper being tree murder, basically. And both of these concepts are wrong, aren't they? So how do we, as an industry, reach out to show people that print is the imaging of things? It's much more broad than that.
Difficult one as well. We try to work together with universities and schools, and we're trying to go there. But very honestly, it's a tough one to find a priority for it. You can only do so many because the return of investment. I actually believe it's there. It just takes a long time, and they leave school and they become decision makers and get the product and that kind of thing. For us, it's a training task, right? So we're fairly vested in it's called a global university. We're trying to do significantly more video content, interactive kind of thing. It's huge, and crazy enough, the bigger those machines get, the lower skill or the lower training the operator gets, right? Because the workflow is automated in front, and just needs to load the machines and off it goes. And it's especially for us, it's the RIP. It's a liability, right? It's almost like you give your daughter a car and you never show her to drive. You wouldn't do that. So that training piece, when we even we place the equipment, ensuring that the operator really gets the best out of the equipment. Not only in their favor, it's in our favor as well.
You said you did a master's. What, you did a master's in print? What was
I got stuck there. It was never in the plan, really. I honestly didn't know what to do, right? And I signed up, and after the first year you can change anyway. But then ink on paper is not that bad, right? You kind of understand it. It's logic. It's it worked for me. Here I am with you.
It's funny. I don't know anybody really that got into this industry on purpose. Almost everyone I know has just sort of fallen into it or chosen it by accident. Why do you think that is?
As you said, it's probably we are not doing a good job about marketing it, right? You either just end up in it, or you inherit something from your ancestor or something like that. I guess it's more sexy than we make it to the outside,
Yeah, it's true, and I think also that there are skills that once you've got them, these big principal skills like color, like automation. Media handling. Once you understand these things, you're kind of reluctant to let it go, right?
Yeah, and it's not rocket science. You're not studying physics, right? It's very understandable.
I think color science is pretty.
Yeah, but it's understandable, right?
Yeah,
it's a very cool, complex topic where you can dive crazy deep, but it's still. It makes some sense. To a certain extent, and then it gets just crazy. But that's the other side.
I'll never forget being stuck between two journalists once. I was quite new to the industry, and they were having a debate about how many colours there are.
Oh yeah, that's.
And then about colour spaces and everything else. And I was like, I don't know, how many colours are there? Surely that's limitless.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Chris, just a couple more questions for you. You've given us so much time today. We really appreciate it. A couple more questions. If there's one thing that you really want people to take away from the EFI stand this time at Drupa, what would it be?
One command workstation for all. So Fiery, traditionally, obviously the cut sheet devices, so the iGens, etc. I mean, there's like thousands or even over a million Firies out there. My side of the product, a wide format product, always had a little bit of different user interface. And what we're showing here, we're normalizing that. It will be one command workstation for everything. It's the biggest news we showed since a really long time, and it will revolutionize everything in my opinion.
Okay, fantastic. And if you have one message finally for wide format users in particular who are considering going the workflow route, what would you say? How would you convince them?
Well, first I would tell them to do their homework. Right? I think it's quite easy to get in the trap of, well, I have, a reseller I trust a lot, and he has product A, and I don't look at other products. I mean, shop around, look around. There's a lot of good systems out there. A lot of my partners in crime or competitors, however you want to call them, they have good solutions, right? And you want to look at them and you want to figure out, which one fits your problem. What's the right solution for the problem? Because there will be different products.
Fantastic. This has been the Imaging of Things at EFI. I'm really lucky to have had Chris Schowalter with us to talk about Fiery, Pro Server, Excel and Express. Chris, thanks so much for sharing